Okay, and we are online. Okay. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Nintendo Switch live presentation. Today, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch. It will be revealed within an hour. And we are going to also know what games are coming to the console. But before we get started, and I'll show you the prizes that we're having for our contest, I want to introduce Ryan the Gamer 14, and my friend
Hello.
Abel of Nintendo Universe on Facebook. If you've not checked that page out, go check it out. It's awesome.
Hey, how are you guys? I'm so glad to be here.
This is kind of funny. I'm gonna go and tell everybody about this. We were trying to shoot this a little bit ago, and the computer went out because it overheated. So this is the second time we're recording this. Or trying to. Has to be a little humor involved.
Yeah, it's gonna work this time.
Yes. Before we get started, I'm gonna show the prizes that we have for our contest real quick. Okay, try this one more time here. All right, we have first place a Legend of Zelda 8-bit Link amiibo. Our second place is a Super Mario Hot Wheels car, which is a rare version, and a Bowser pin for our Super Mario series. That's our second place. Third place is a Nintendo $10 eShop card. Yay! So we had 3 awesome prizes that will be shown at our contest. Also, my friend Abel, who runs the Nintendo Universe, has a contest coming up too. Where, go ahead and tell him, Abel.
Yeah, if you go to our page, Nintendo Universe on Facebook, you can win one of the $10 Nintendo gift card. And all that you have to do is just to look for the video where I explain about the context, and you can comment and guess how much the price is gonna be of the Switch and how much the battery is gonna last. So if you get it correct, you might be one of the winners who gets the $10 gift card.
Now that's going to be an amazing prize, I'm gonna tell you. Because you don't find very many Nintendo pages that actually give out awesome prizes. And you actually had a contest back in December, which ended up being a really awesome contest. I have to admit, I was a little bit envious when you gave those prizes out. I was like, man, I wish I had won that one, but I'm glad whoever won it, and they got some cool stuff out of the deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have 5 really happy people. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and something too that a lot of people don't know about was the fact that you're also you were given out, aren't you, for the contest? You're given a book out also for some people who don't have, because the card's only an American area card, so you have like a book you're giving out, right?
Yeah, man, because the cards are just they're region locked, so they only work in the U.S. So if someone from outside the U.S. wins, they cannot use it. So instead of that, we're giving away a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time manga, which is amazing, and I love the art of that manga. And I hope like someone from outside wins, so we can send it out.
I'm gonna tell you what, I would rather have this. I would rather have the book than the cards. If I ever won, I would rather have the book, because I'm gonna tell you what, I am the biggest Zelda fan you will ever find in this universe, probably except yourself.
Nice, yeah.
And
I feel you.
those are the days. You know what I mean? When you can have a contest where people can have awesome prizes, but then you also feel like a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why we're doing it.
You don't find that very often.
Yeah, man, it's all about sharing the love of Nintendo.
Well, you guys are going to hear a little bit of a static noise. That is my fan running onto the computer so we don't overheat. So
Okay.
look past that a little bit. Okay, anyways, what were we talking about before the video got shut down before? It was, we were talking about price and power life.
Yep.
And go ahead and tell the audience again how long power you think it'll be on the console, Abel, and how much you think it'll be.
So, like I was saying, I think it's gonna be 3 hours with an extra battery to plug or a way to charge for 2 more hours. So I'll say three hours. That's gonna be the battery. And when it comes to the price, the basic bundle is gonna be $249, I think, and then the extra bundle maybe around 349, maybe $100 extra because you're gonna have an extra controller or a pro controller or something like that.
Well, see, that's about the same. I think it'll be $249.99 plus tax, but also, well, depending on where you live. And then there'll be a bundle, which the second one will be a higher bundle will be $299 plus it may come with a game or higher memory. You know,
Yeah.
like with the Wii U. Ryan, since he's up from Australia, I'm gonna tell you the prices there are insane. How much do you think it might be, Ryan, in Australia?
$50.
How much?
350.
$350?
Yeah.
How much power time do you think?
8 hours.
I have to laugh at that one. I just don't think it's going to be 8 hours. I think the most power,
Why?
maybe 5 to 6 hours if we're lucky. You know what I mean?
How you know that? How you know how fast? How you know how much the battery could be anyway? It could be 8 hours, could be 10 hours. You don't know. Decide that anyway.
How much is a new 3DS XL? How long?
I'm trying to remember how much it can last me if I have it on a low setting of lighting setting. It can last me 5 to 6 hours, maybe longer.
Okay. No volume, the lowest settings and everything, right?
The volume doesn't affect it at all for me. I have the volume high as far as I can get it.
Okay.
I don't think the volume affects it as much as the lighting does. If you say, for example, if I lost power in my house, if I had like a power outage or whatever, I can put it on the lowest lighting setting I can get and still enjoy the game enough to play it, and my battery will last a lot longer. I think the longest if I remember correctly, it was like 6.5 hours for the on that low setting.
Okay, so that's why you're saying that the Switch might be around the same power, right?
Yeah. But like I said, I could be wrong, and Ryan might be right, or you might be right.
Actually, now that I think about it, he might be because it's a more powerful machine now, the Switch.
Yeah, but you got to remember too, while we bring it in, from what I understand, it's going to be a 720p handheld, which that will make it very powerful.
Yeah.
Probably the most powerful handheld ever made so far.
It's gonna drain the battery.
Yes, that's why I was skeptical about 8 hours. I just don't see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, I could be wrong, and Ryan could be right. I don't know. You know. But okay. Now, as far as games go, what kind of games do you think are going to be announced on the Switch? We'll start with you, Abel. What game do you think?
Well, I'll say Zelda for sure, because they have to release that baby now. I mean, at launch, because so many people are waiting for it, and we have waited for how many years? You tell me. When was the last Legend of Zelda that we got?
It was supposed to come out last year, and then they ended up. Somebody had posted actually on your page saying that was Nintendo's biggest lie of the year.
Yeah.
You know, the video of Link running on a horse.
Yeah.
And it showed 2016.
Correct. Yeah. But I'm saying, when was the last main Zelda game that we got? It was what was it? On the Wii?
Skyward Sword.
Skyward Sword.
And that was when?
A couple of years.
2012.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, you know, and that's the only Zelda game I never played because I just was not a big Wii fan because I didn't like the controls. The controller. You know?
Yeah. So it's been 4 years then. So yeah, they have to release that for sure at launch.
Well, and two, something that's going to give it an advantage, and a lot of people don't realize this, but that this console is actually going to be a little bit more spectacular than they're letting on. You know, you have a lot of these Sony fans and Microsoft fans, you know, people who are biased towards Nintendo have said that, they complain about power and all this stuff, but they forget that, like, when you got to optimize the game onto a disc, you have to do so much to get it onto the disc. But with a cartridge, it's very easy to get right onto a cartridge. It's easier to transfer. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no download hardly at all. There's no downloading at all. It's already in the game. You just play it right then there. Now there's updates. Don't have updates or whatnot. But as far as having to down, how like on PlayStation you have to put the disc in and you have to upload so much stuff.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Yeah. It's a whole...
That's eliminated.
Yeah. Well, so let's say I'd say Zelda and Mario. And I'm saying that because as long as I have those two games, I'm going to be thrilled and excited about it.
Well, what kind of Mario game do you think it's going to be?
Like Adventure Mario, like a 3D Mario. Like I would love to have Mario Sunshine 2, or Mario Galaxy 3, or Mario
4.
One game I would love for them to see. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Wii. I would love for them to re-release Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 in high definition so that I can experience it with a regular controller. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to keep the motion control in there like they did with the Wii, they can do that with little controllers. You know what I mean?
But it was amazing with the Wii controller.
Josh.
Oh, go ahead.
Who?
Josh, that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it is, because you got to remember, they said that the what do they call? I forget what they call now. The
Joy-Cons. The Joy-Cons.
Joy-Cons. It will have a sensor in it like the Wii remote did. It's from what I was told. So imagine able to use that to play. Let's say they put Mario Galaxy games on the virtual console, and you just want to buy the games themselves. Then you could use those Joy-Cons as your Wii remote. If that makes any sense. I don't know how that would work. That's just a guess, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
so you're saying that, okay, so yeah, we cannot use the Wii controllers for the Switch. That's a given, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing, too, is that I heard a rumor today that said that Nintendo was in the works to basically reboot. You know how they did like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, where they re-released it as a remaster?
Correct. Yes.
They're going to do that with Skyward Sword.
Oh, okay.
Which I've also heard they're going to do that with Ocarina of Time.
Oh, again?
Yeah, but all they would do is port over the one they did for the 3DS, but high-end graphics on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that would be fine with me. I could deal with that. You know what I mean? But the biggest rumor of the day was that they said there's a possibility that you would be able to play 3DS games in it.
What?
Yeah, in the Switch. That was the latest rumor. Yeah.
I will not believe that at all.
I was skeptical about it too, but then we don't know. It's very possible that you can use the Switch, the 3DS games in it, but we don't know until the 12th. I highly doubt it too, but it doesn't hurt to pray and hope for it. You know what I mean?
Josh.
Yeah.
I think they mean by making a version of the Switch that allows you to play the 3DS games on the Switch as well, like backwards compatibility.
Well, they make
a one version of the Switch.
That can be possible, as all the games that they've had on the 3DS. If they can't do it with the cartridge, maybe it can be a digital download, where you can play the 3DS games through a digital download. You know what I mean?
That's a physical copy as well.
But if it could do that, what game would you like to see from the 3DS library, Abel, to put on the Switch?
Kirby Planet Robobot.
I wouldn't even mind seeing a Donkey Kong game put on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Donkey Kong 64. Can you imagine that? Didn't they re-updated that game? But can you imagine playing that 3DS version on the Switch?
What? Nope.
Remember they remastered the 64
Nope.
Donkey Kong 64 back a couple years ago. I think they basically remastered it on the 3DS.
No, it's not 64. It is Country Returns, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm sorry. That's right, because Rare owns 64. I'm sorry.
No, they don't. They don't own that game anymore.
But they were made by Rare, so Sony owns. Not
Nope.
Sony. Microsoft
Nope.
owns the game, but I mean because of Rare, but they can't. Microsoft can't release it because Nintendo owns the character rights. From what I understood.
Nope. False. Nope. Nintendo owns everything. Rare only owns their own IPs like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Cosmo Verde, Perfect Dark, all those games. Not a ton of stuff.
Oh.
So no, they own everything Donkey Kong. They include Donkey Kong 64. They include Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3. They own all of it.
Okay.
So yes, they can remake Donkey Kong 64.
All right, Abel. Here's another thing. Now, here's some games that like they've talked recently about. They were able to port Dark Souls 3 onto the Switch. Just that was able to be ported over there. So that shows you what kind of power this console has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was telling Ryan
nothing.
today. Ryan, let me finish real quick. Ryan and me have a debate over this one because Ryan doesn't. I don't really care too much about power, but I want enough power there that the third parties will come back. You know what I mean? So if let's say we had the power for the console, and the third party still want to say that that it's not for them, they can't complain and say there wasn't any power there. You know what I mean?
I know.
And
I can with the 3DS, Josh.
It's so irritating that you can't. They make up these excuses to say that they make up an excuse not to get the game on the console. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But because they think that people are not gonna buy it, that the audience that Nintendo people are not into those type of games. So
we have a 12 million fan base. I know it's not like 40 million or 50 million that Sony has, but still.
But I'm saying
we
like
have more of a fan base than Microsoft does.
I'm also saying like age-wise, like Nintendo's mostly for kids and a younger generation than all the PS4 and Xbox One people.
It's funny though. I had a guy that told me that Nintendo does nothing but kiddie games. I said, so you think Bayonetta is a kiddie game? Zombie
games.
It has some adult-themed games on there, and I'm surprised that Nintendo's made a lot of changes since Iwata passing.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry that Iwata passed, but some things needed to change, and I think Iwata started to make that transition when he announced the NX just before his passing. So, if it wasn't for Iwata, there's a lot of games we wouldn't have right now,
Yeah.
So when he passed away, it was a very rough day for me. I mean,
Josh, it's not Josh.
What, Ryan?
Josh, please.
Yes.
I don't believe that. Even with their one still around, we still have those games no matter what. Developers are just lazy nowadays. All they care about is the money. You think you know that, right? They care about the money. Since the Wii version of their games they produced for the Wii sold very well, that's why they basically left because nobody bought those versions. Plus, it's the same game from the other two systems.
Well,
so it's the same game.
I kind of blame the Nintendo. I blame us in a way, and I blame the third parties in a way. For us, I think as with the Switch moves forward, if we want third party to stay, more people need to start buying. Nintendo fans need to buy third party games to prove that we want them there. You know what I'm saying?
That's something that I don't do. Like honestly, I don't buy third party games. I just buy Nintendo games.
Oh, I understand that, but I mean, I think that we need to broaden our spectrum a little bit and actually, instead of buying it for PlayStation 4, let's say you own a PlayStation 4 and you can get the same game on the Switch as a third-party game, get the Nintendo Switch version. You know what I'm saying? If it's not where you want it, you know what I mean? So it can prove to the third party that we want third-party support back. You know what I mean? Yeah. We have to take a little bit of initiative in order to. We have to make that step as well. It can't just be them. We have to jump in there too. You know what I mean?
So which game would you like to see from a third party on the Switch?
I would actually like to see. I'm trying to remember what game. Resident Evil 7. I would love for them. And now I have heard that Final Fantasy VII was supposed to come to the Switch, but I haven't heard anything yet about 25. Final Fantasy 25. And I'm sorry, 15. I don't know why I get 25 in there. Final Fantasy 15. If they bring Final Fantasy 15 to the Switch, I will buy it. That's why I've waited, because I really like to play that on the Switch. You know what I mean? On the go. If I'm out going somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're talking about games that Nintendo have already had, like Final Fantasy series and Resident Evil. They had those games before, but like I'm saying, like, what type of new games would you like to have on the Switch from a third party? Something that I've never seen before.
I would love to see a Grand Theft Auto game on there.
Yeah, that's number one, I think.
Now, granted, Nintendo has had a Grand Theft Auto game before, but it was on the DS at the time. That's the only one they've ever had.
Yeah.
I would love to see if anything, not the Grand Theft Auto 5, but maybe if they come out with a Grand Theft Auto 6 down the road, I would like to see that on Switch. That's why third-party people need to push to get. I mean, Nintendo needs to push to get these third-party games on their console. Fans got to voice their, make their voices heard. Now, another game I would love to see brought back is Contra. I would love to see a new Contra game, maybe in a third, an open world Contra. Imagine that. Can you imagine playing Contra in an open world?
Yeah, I see it. I think it's a good idea.
Or maybe a new Castlevania.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Something that we haven't had in years.
Now, there's another game I would love for them to bring back is Rygar. Rygar. Now, how old are you now, Abel? Because I'm
28.
28. Okay, so I've been around long enough. You didn't have an NES, so I'll tell you what Rygar is. I don't know if you know what Rygar is.
No, I don't know the game.
If you ever have an NES, NES.
Yeah, I had.
Find Rygar. I will guarantee you will love it. I mean, it's a 2D game at the time, but it was one of the most amazing games I ever played on the NES. I have a copy of it. If I can find another copy, I will send it to you so that you can play it. I mean, you will love it. I would also, what was that other game? Oh, I know what I'd like. Like I said, I'd like to see a Dark Souls game brought onto the Switch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Dark Souls, I would like to see them bring it. Then they can say, yeah, because we've never had a Dark Souls game before. You know? What games would you like to see brought back? I mean, a series that's not been around in a long time.
Ryan or me?
You, Abel. First, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Ryan.
Well, like, I love Banjo-Kazooie, but I think that's not possible, right? Like Ryan said, we cannot have that game, but that's something that I look forward so badly.
Ukulele.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, that game. I've seen it, and it's very similar, and I think it might bring my memories back from playing Banjo-Kazooie, but I would like to see Banjo character on a game for Nintendo.
It's possible. It's possible Nintendo could negotiate for that if they wanted bad enough. Because look what they did with Minecraft. They were able to get Minecraft. Once Microsoft owned Minecraft, Nintendo was able to negotiate to get it brought over to the Wii U. But before that, the reason it was kept from ever bringing to the Wii U was because of the original owner of Minecraft before he sold the company. Because he was a known hater of Nintendo, literally. Hated Nintendo. Well, when he sold the company, the first thing that happened, Xbox offered Nintendo the Minecraft series to their console.
Yeah.
Day one. They signed that paper and owned the company. They basically gave the middle finger to the old owner and said, now we're bringing it to Nintendo.
That's awesome. So we might have it. And another game that I really want to see is a new Metroid. I mean, I'm looking forward so badly to have a new Metroid game.
Let me give a clap. I got to give a clap to that. That was a good one. And not Other M either. Nothing like Other M. I want a proper Metroid game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like,
I was keeping in mind them rebooting the first, Super Metroid make it in a third-person view in a way. Go back to Mother Brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like a restart. Right. And I would love for them to do that. Ryan, how about you? What game would you like to see brought to the series to the system besides what we already know? You know what I mean?
Which games I want to bring back? Army Man.
Oh, that's a good game.
Those were fun.
I miss those games, but THQ's gone, so there's no way those games will probably exist again.
It depends on who owns them. I don't know who owned the rights to them.
Destroy Humans.
Oh, that reminds me. There's another thing I would like for a Nintendo to be able to get is, you know how a lot of these, like PlayStation in general, have these online MMOs like Star Trek and whatnot. I would love for them to be able to have something. They have something similar to that on the Wii U right now called I forgot the name of it right now, but there is an MMO on the Wii U. But I would love for them to have a good MMO to play on the console. You know what I mean? Free to play games.
Which one do they have? I'm curious.
Let me look on my gamepad real quick, and I'll.
Yeah, I'm really curious because
I downloaded it. It came out last year, and it was from I think it was Ubisoft that released it. I think. No, I'm sorry, it was Activision, Namco or Activision or something like that. Let me look and see. It was the first MMO where you could join 4 people in the game. I think you get 4 to 8 players. Let me look here real quick. No, it wasn't Destiny. Hold on just a second. I'll get it for you. It's called Lost Reavers.
Lost Reavers.
Yep, and it's on the eShop, and you can download it, and you actually can play. It's the first true free-to-play game. But while we're on the subject of that, I'll tell you another game I would love for them to bring to the Switch is another Rayman game. Or if they could, maybe a remaster of it. Depending on how powerful the Switch is, maybe port it over to the Switch and have an upgraded version, like they do the PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. You know what I mean?
Who owns Rayman?
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft. Got it.
I already know that they'll have a Minecraft transfer over there. But the problem is I don't know how they're going to do that because I'm hearing it's not a touch screen this time.
I think it's going to be a touchscreen. They're not going to go away from that.
Well, the reason I said that is because one of the accessories that were revealed, they claim, and this is just a rumor right now, but one of the pictures they showed was, you know how you have a cover that you can put on your Wii U?
Yeah.
Yeah, something similar, but the screen, like a heavy plastic goes all the way over the screen in a way. Or a thinner screen that goes over it. So I'm assuming it might not be a touch screen this time. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. That's one of the things I'm thinking will happen. I wish I had the list of games that I had it, and I can't find it on my page right now. All the list of all the games that I had wrote down that were coming to the Switch. One of them is I know a game that's coming. You guys should be excited about. Is Dragon Quest 10 and 11.
Yeah,
those are only though. It's Japan only though.
Huh? No, they did.
That's Japan only though.
No, they just. It was confirmed the other day that it was because they got such good sales with 7 on the 3DS. That 10 would be coming to the States. They haven't stated.
They include Australia then?
Huh?
They include Power Region then, does it?
Because if you look at Dragon Quest 11, I'm assuming we're going to get that because that was outed over a year ago. Because it's coming out also on the PlayStation 4. And here's another thing that I want you all to keep this in mind. This wasn't confirmed yet, but you remember how they kept postponing Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to come out till later this year. You know why it was? And this is what I was told. The reason they postponed it because it's coming to the Switch as well. Now, take that with a grain of salt. But I said I'll believe it when I see it. But it's very possible. You know what I mean? They also delayed Final Fantasy VII If you notice, they've postponed Final Fantasy VII to a little later this year because of the Switch. You know? So, there's a lot of games that are coming to the Switch that's just mind-blowing. Actually, I'll go to IGN real quick, and I can look up some of the games.
Yeah, but I was going to say something like, how many games do you think are going to have a launch? Because they cannot have that many games because we're going to be overwhelmed, right? I think they might launch 2 or 3 games maybe only.
Well, it's very hard to say because remember, I had a huge list of games that were coming. One of the games that I was told that was coming was Knights of the Old Republic remake, which is a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic that originally came out on Xbox.
And PS1.
No, Knights of the Old Republic only came out on the original Xbox. It never came to PlayStation at the time. It was an Xbox exclusive. But you got to remember, it was owned by BioWare at the time. But I don't know who owns BioWare now. You know what I mean? But let me look on IGN real quick. I'll tell you guys. It'll have a list of some of the games. One game we do know that's coming to the Switch is, which I won't be buying it because I'm not interested in, is the dancing game from Ubisoft. I could care less. You know what I mean?
That's coming already.
Yeah, I know, but there are people out there who actually will buy it, but that's not a game. You know what I mean?
I think they're porting all of them, like the last 2 or 3 of them on the Switch.
And I'm like, well, I guess that's fine. I don't mind. If there's people out there that will buy it, that's fine. You know what I mean?
I think they're trying to capture all the audiences at launch. I mean, like on the first month maybe. So they need to have a game for the little kids, and to have a game for the teenagers, and need to have a game for the hardcore fans. So everybody's gonna buy a Switch.
Well, and the thing is, I want to see the Switch succeed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in order for the Switch to succeed, you've got to go in there and buy stuff. Now, I want to reveal something real quick before we go on to talk some more of the games. I talked to GameStop the other day, which actually you guys will actually be the day, but that we're recording this, but you'll know this when this video comes out. The reserves for this Switch will be on Friday.
What?
Because I called one of my friends today, and I said, because it's very possible, because they've done this with the Wii and they did it with the Wii U. Right after their announcement, they started taking pre-orders. So, but it won't do it on the 13th because the 13th is 11 o'clock at night. I don't see them doing that.
No,
you know what I mean?
On the 12th, you're saying, right? No, on the 12th.
It'll be the 12th. The 12th is the Japanese, so it'll be on the 13th when they do the reserves. Yeah. I'm sorry, the 12th is the Japanese presentation.
So I gotta go to GameStop early morning, Friday early morning to pre-order
before 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Before 10 o'clock. Now, depending, do you live in a big city?
I do. So I gotta be there really
early. You better get there before then. You better get there at 8 o'clock.
I know. I'm ready.
Where I'm going, I doubt there'll be a heavy line like you would in other cities.
Yeah.
But it's better to be safe than sorry, you know?
I live in LA, man. This is a crazy city.
Oh, the city of angels.
Yeah, dude.
They call me.
I gotta be like 3 hours before because everybody's gonna be there. I'm pretty sure. I know that for sure.
Let me look on IGN's thing real quick here, and I can tell you some of the games that are coming. I want to tell you something about IGN, though, that I have found that they really have some biased people on IGN. You know, I didn't realize it until the other day. You know? Let me see if I can find the thing here. Hold on just a second. It'd be Switch games. Come on. This thing is not wanting to cooperate today. All right, so try to get in the search thing and it won't let you do it. Oh, here we go. Let's just do this. Every confirmed Switch game so far. Okay, here we go. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
All right.
This is all confirmed stuff. So.
Okay.
All right. A Splatoon Switch.
Which
which will also possibly a Wii U update, but they're suspecting it'll be Splatoon 2. Mario Kart Switch, which possibly will be a Wii U update. Mario Kart 8.5, maybe.
Yeah.
Just Dance, we already knew that. Sonic 2017. Dragon Quest X, the 5 Awakening Races Online. So it has been confirmed. It will be Dragon Quest X for the States. There you go, Ryan. Ready for this? Dragon Quest 11 has been confirmed for the States.
Are you sure that's completely true?
Well, he's in Australia, so...
It's on IGN.com. It's right here. And it says confirmed. Okay? Yooka-Laylee.
Confirmed.
Yooka-Laylee. We knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley, which that is kind of like a Zelda game. It's an indie game, though.
I know. It's an entire copycat.
Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. Lego City Undercover Remastered, which I'm really looking forward to that. Rhyme. Oh, I don't believe this. You guys ready for that? Yeah. Cube Life Island Survival is coming to the Switch.
That game again, really?
Yes! And I'm like, that game was hideous. I'm sorry. It was the worst Minecraft game I've ever played.
You mean clone, you mean?
You know what I gotta do?
An Untitled SteamWorld game, which they did confirm that they are working on a new game. So that was... Now, here are the rumored ones. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which we now most likely know it is coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
An unnamed NBA 2K game. That's very possible.
Yeah, it was on the commercials, so it has to be on the Switch.
Oh, this is another game I do think the rumor's true on, is Beyond Good and Evil 2. I do believe it will be a Nintendo exclusive for a year before it goes to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. They also said that there will be a Hearthstone game and a mech
Hearthstone.
Ended. Whatever that is.
Hearthstone. Hearthstone.
Also,
from Blizzard.
That there will be another game that is rumored to be revealed is Pokemon Stars.
What is that?
That's basically Sun and Moon.
Moon and Sun.
Yeah, but it'll be a higher definition version of it.
Got it.
More like a more, we call it has more content in the original from the original game. Kanto is supposed to appear in Giant Man before Kanto.
I was trying
or Grand Blue
Yeah.
or Green.
Yeah, Kanto region.
Okay.
Yes,
now,
Kanto region.
Okay, they haven't listed yet the. Okay, here's some more. These are some rumored games. Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remastered. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Final Fantasy 7.
Final Fantasy 7 is another one. Final Fantasy 15.
Fire Emblem Awakening 2.
What was it?
That's it.
What game?
Awakening 2.
I was trying to see what. They also another game that I was hearing about was what's that? That game about it was some kind of ungodly game. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Where the boy was it was some biblical game. I just can't remember the name of it right off the bat.
That it came out for during E3? No.
It came out on the Wii U. In fact, I have it on my PlayStation Store. I actually own. I got it for free. But it was here, I'll go look at the name of it, and I can tell you what it was. But you basically go in there, and if you died, you had to start over. But you had to kill these ungodly creatures. And I'm trying to remember the name of the dang game now. It was an M-rated game, though. It was an M-rated game that came to the Wii U eShop. I just can't remember right off the bat what it was called. But it is on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as well. Let me see if I can find it here. I did hear that they are going to be having a Shovel Knight port over to the Switch. Which that's not surprising because how well it did on the Wii U.
Yeah.
It's so well that it got its own Amiibo. So that's
you even got a physical copy, right? The Shovel Knight.
yeah. You can also get a physical copy at the time, but
Yeah.
I'm also hearing that Ubisoft was in the works to make a Zombie U2.
I was gonna mention that like right now. I'm pretty sure they wanted to continue that
They'll
series.
have to call it Zombie Switch though.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Zombie
too.
wasn't that good though. I mean,
Now Mario Maker, that's very up in the air right now because
yeah.
there's a touch screen. If there's no touch screen, I just don't see a port of that coming. But then I could,
What, Josh?
you know, I hope I am wrong because I would love to have a Mario Maker Switch version. Because to be honest with you, the 3DS version sucked big time. I mean, I played it. It was nothing compared to the Wii U version. The Wii U version, and I'm going to mention this. When I first got Mario Maker, this is no joke, Abel. I had posted one of my stages, and it ended up on IGN.com. I mean, on their YouTube page. They played my stage, A Nightmare on Link Street, and Brian Arturo or something. I can't remember exactly his name. He cussed it out and broke his Pro Controller over the stage.
Nice. That sounds amazing.
Do you have Mario Maker?
Yeah, it's been such a success that
I'll have to give you the code and you go play some of my stages. I have stages on there that are nightmares. I mean, it's not super. I mean, it's hard, but it's not. You know how a lot of people made impossible stages where you couldn't ever get through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mine are tough enough. It reminds you of the Mario games from the NES.
Oh, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But my Nightmare on Link Street was my toughest level, period. People, that one in Link's Nightmare, I got cussed out on the actual Wii Miiverse. I got cussed out. And a lot of people got banned because of it.
Yeah. Like
but when
man.
Brian Arturo broke his controller, that was a topper for me. I was like, yes.
It's like, yeah, it is hard.
But I want to know, how do you, Ryan and Abel, tell me in one word, how do you think amiibos are going to fit into the Switch?
It's gonna fit in the Switch.
How do you think they're going to fit into? I mean, included into the Switch. I mean, like, do you think they're going to continue making amiibos as they did with the Wii U? Now, I know there's a capability where you can scan the amiibos into the tablet, you know. But what would you like to? Let me rephrase that. What amiibos would you like to see brought to the new Nintendo Switch? What would you name an amiibo, even if it's a third party game for a third party game? What character would you like to see made into an amiibo for the Switch?
Well, we're still missing amiibos, right? From Smash Brothers.
Yeah, we're missing Bayonetta, and that's another game that's coming to the Switch, Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, because we're supposed to get Bayonetta and Cloud from Final Fantasy VII. Do you see how that connects with the Switch version of Final Fantasy VII? Do you see why they're holding off?
Oh yeah! Wow.
Can you imagine being able to use that amiibo in the Final Fantasy game?
Yeah.
How do you see why they put it off a little bit and having it as a multi-launch?
Yeah, it's gonna work perfectly. That I was gonna say I'm missing those amiibos. I'm still waiting for them. But now that you're saying that, they might do that.
Well, I'll tell you another game I would love to see come to the Switch while we're talking about is Kid Icarus. A new Kid Icarus game. What do you, Ryan? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip over you. What amiibo character would you like to see from either third-party series or a current series? What amiibo would you like to see released onto the Switch? A character of somebody.
Hard choice.
How about maybe a character from Dragon Quest or something? You know.
Dragon Quest. How about more characters from Fire Emblem?
Yeah, you can do that. And the thing is, I wouldn't even mind them bringing an amiibo for Minecraft. You know what I mean? Can you imagine? Oh, another game that was confirmed, that I've heard is confirmed for the Switch, is Lego that Lego builder that they're coming out with, Lego World or something like that. It's similar to Minecraft, but you build with Legos instead of blocks.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Because that's coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, so it's supposed to come to the Switch as well. They just haven't announced it yet. Can you imagine playing that sucker? I'd be sucked in that game for hours.
Yeah.
I would build me a Legend of Zelda world, literally, out of Legos.
Out of Legos? That would be awesome.
You have Minecraft. When I get done building my Zelda game that I'm working on in Minecraft, I'll have to let you play it.
Sure.
I'm actually building a Zelda game, yes. Right now, I haven't played it in a little while, built on it in a while, but I actually have the construction of Death Mountain almost done.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to that.
You
haven't mentioned Mario. Any Mario? Mario's not. It's not gonna come to the Switch, like 3D Mario's.
Yeah, I've heard that there will be a Mario game, a new type of Mario game, but we won't know what it is until the presentation. I've heard that the footage they showed in October was actually just a tech demo. The actual Mario game that's actually going to be shown is something else. So I don't know. But then that's speculation. I'm hoping they're not going to pull like they did with 2011 Zelda when they showed that Zelda footage in 2011 for the Wii, where the spider came out of the roof. That's a Zelda game that I wanted to see. Instead, we got cartoonish Zelda, which that's fine. I mean, that's anything Zelda is awesome to me, but I would have loved to seen a Zelda like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were
fire battle like that, you know?
I know when I saw that video, I thought that was gonna be the next Zelda. We all thought, right? But then
I was completely disappointed. I was like, that's the Zelda I wanted, and the only Zelda game I've not played is like three of them. I think it was Skyward Sword I've never played because I didn't like the controls for it. And then the two spin-offs for Wind Waker. But I did hear that this timeline is actually around the timeline of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. It falls in between Legend of Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. There's two elements to those combined.
Wow.
But it's supposed to also take place right after, 1,000 years or so after Wind Waker. That's why there's so much. But then somebody brought up a good point that this could. You remember in Ocarina of Time, there were 3 timelines.
Mm-hmm.
And we only saw 2 games with those 2 timelines. This possibly is the 3rd timeline, alternate timeline.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
We have the Temple of Time in the game. So this is most likely is an alternate timeline for Ocarina of Time. Which I'm fine with it. As long as it's a Zelda game, I will play it, you know?
Yeah.
And this really, to me, is anything more awesome than anything that Elder Scrolls could bring out. You know what I mean? This is the Zelda I've been wanting for years.
Yeah, I'm like, as long as I have that game, the Switch is going to be in my house right away.
Okay. What third-party games would you like to see come to the Switch?
You know, I'm not a really big fan of third-party games. I'm just like really Nintendo.
But I mean, if it's some exclusive stuff that only can Switch. You know what I mean?
So maybe if they bring the Call of Duties ones, that might be fun.
I heard that one, and from what I've been told, it's going to take place in Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
And so that's another game I've heard that's supposed to come to the Switch is another Call of Duty game. Because they've brought Call of Duty before.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it will be fine if they bring it back, because I mean a lot of people like shooting games, or maybe another GoldenEye like the one that we had in the 64, something kind of similar, right?
Can you imagine that? I mean, that would be the ultimate epic right there. Have an online mode too, where we can go in and shoot other bonds. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
Most likely, I'll suck at it, but you know,
a lot of people are looking forward to have an online game that resembles the Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever of those games on Nintendo, so we can have more online communication with people. Oh, that's another thing. They want I want to have better online communication with my friends.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. I want to see, like some of the games that came out previously, like Mario Party 10.
Hmm.
I know it's more for a local game, but I would have loved to seen that as an online game because I would have loved to play that with my friend Ryan, playing him online with that. But they didn't offer that option at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't offer much nowadays. So they have to really, come with good ideas to have a really good online capability.
I want to see a good Paper Mario, which an RPG element again. You know what I mean? I just feel like we got
Did you
cheated
play the
out.
last? Did you play the last Paper Mario on Wii U?
No, I haven't got to play that one yet, but I plan on getting it at some point. I've been saving my money for other games for the Switch. That's the reason I haven't bought anything.
Me too. Yeah.
I know the other game that was rumored to come to Switch is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Whoa, that sounds amazing.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I love Luigi's Mansion.
Buy for me. That was rumored a while back, and I could see it happening. Or maybe they do a remaster of the Luigi's Mansion game they had on the 3DS. I'd even be happy with that because I never got a chance to finish that game.
On the 3DS, you didn't finish it?
Yeah. A friend of mine had the game, and I was playing it before he moved, and so I never got to finish it. Okay. And I was like, man, I did beat Sticker Star, though. Sticker Star Mario, Paper Mario.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty decent game. I just missed the RPG elements for it,
when it comes to Luigi's Mansion, I would like to have the remake of the one on the GameCube because it's much better than the one on the 3DS. Because it's more like open world. I mean, on the 3DS, you follow missions, right? And then on the GameCube, it's more like an open world.
Well, and something else that got announced today, and I think it's very possible it's true. They have a new controller it's like a third-party controller for the Switch, like you would have in the arcade, with all the buttons and the knob stick.
Mm-hmm.
They're releasing a Switch controller for that, which I'm thinking is either going to be a couple fighting games that's coming to Switch, or maybe it could be used for Smash Brothers, Which some people like using those things. Me personally, I'd rather have a controller, but other people like to have the stick and stuff like that. So, but one of the games I heard that was rumored was Street Fighter V.
Okay.
Which, if that comes out on the Switch, I'll buy it because I loved it. I love Street Fighter. And I'm not going to boast or anything, but Ryan, I'm not good at Super Smash Brothers. Ryan can tell you he whooped my tail on that game. I don't know why, because I was so good on the Wii version. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Heck, when we had a tournament, I beat a guy from Japan, which didn't make no sense. But then I can't even beat Ryan.
They're so different. I mean, it's not. If you're good on Brawl, you're good on Melee, you're not good on Wii.
Well, I would love for them to remaster. If they remaster a Super Smash Bros. Game, besides the newest one that came out, I would love for them to remaster the one that came on the Wii. That was my favorite. That was the first Super Smash Bros. Game I ever played.
Okay. No, Melee is better. The one on the GameCube, it's much better.
Yeah, I didn't ever get to play that one, but I love the story mode of the game, of the one that was on the Wii. That was the reason why I really enjoyed it, was the story mode. When they didn't have a story mode for this console, I was like, man, it just felt empty. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the whole thing is the online. They knew that people were not gonna play the one-player mode because online is the big thing right now.
No, but now I will say Splatoon was an amazing game, and me and Ryan pretty much evened out on the beating each other on that one for the most part. We did pretty well.
I played it today.
I regret ever getting rid of my copy. I don't know. The reason I got rid of it because my nephew wanted the game really bad, and he got a Wii, so I gave him that copy.
Okay, that's a good reason.
And then I regret ever getting rid of my Smash Brothers. That was the stupidest move I ever made. I think I traded it in so I could get Splatoon at the time.
Oh, okay.
But if they're bringing it to the Switch, that gives me an opportunity to get it back. You know what I mean? Now,
I don't know how Splatoon is gonna work on the Switch because there's no more gamepad. I mean, if it's not touchscreen, It's
There
gonna
might be
change
another
the
option.
whole.
They might have another way of doing it. It's
Yeah,
possible.
I know,
That,
but that was the fun part of Splatoon for me, right?
but what made me really mad is I had Mario Kart 8, and I accidentally damaged the disc myself.
Hmm.
When I moved the console, I forgot I left the disc in the console, and so it damaged the disc, and it was unplayable. Oh, I was so mad.
Yeah,
So I take blame for that. But
I will be crying if that happens to me.
well, I'm trying to think what else we can talk about real quick. What would you like to see as far as as far as connectability goes? You know, will you use the Pro controller more? Will you use the Square controller? It looks like a dog, and it really does look like a sad dog. You know,
It
puppy dog.
does. Actually, it does look like. I will go more for the Pro controller because I don't know. It seems kind of more
For you. You know?
related to the other consoles.
Yeah, and if you remember when they had the first video, they didn't show any children whatsoever. It was all adults.
Yeah,
I think they're focusing more on adults this time than they are
yeah.
kids. You know what I mean?
I think they're gonna keep the 3DS more for children and the Switch more for adults.
Well, I hope that they get some good adult games on this console because I want some. I want a badass Mario. Excuse my language. I want a badass Mario that can go in and kick some tail. An open world Mario. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Can you
that's what
imagine?
we're waiting for. A more like Mario Sunshine. I want that so badly.
That was another rumor that they were working on a Mario Sunshine HD. I mean, high definition remaster.
That will be
That,
the best.
I didn't like it at the time. I had the game. I just didn't like it for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe if I go back to it now, I might enjoy it more.
For me, it was the best Mario I have ever played.
Well, you're going to laugh at me. Everybody's going to laugh at this, but I never owned a 64 at the time. I was in college, and so I owned a PlayStation 1, and that's one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. I regret not having a 64 because I missed out on a lot of good games.
Yeah, you did.
When they re-released Ocarina of Time, which I played Ocarina of Time actually on the GameCube. I do remember that because they released it on that disc at the time.
Yeah,
But
it came with the Master Quest, right? Like
yeah,
2
it was
games.
hard. I never could get through very far in the game. I got up to the Water Temple, and I never got through after that.
That's where most people stop, right there.
But then I played decades later. I mean, years and years later, like in 2000 and when was it when it came out? 2011 or 12? I bought it, and I said I'm gonna beat this sucker, and I went through the Water Temple like it was no big deal.
Because they dumb it down. They changed. They made it easier.
Well, I heard it was a nightmare. But
It was in the 64, but then they made it easier because now I don't know what the change was, to be honest, but I just remember that it was way easier when I played it again.
we'll see when the Twilight Princess came out this year, last year, the HD and everything. I bought it because I never did beat the one on GameCube because I got stuck in that ice temple.
Mm-hmm.
And I never could get through. I never could figure out how to get out. I mean, where I was going or anything. I ended up getting rid of the game, which I was ticked off at the time. And so I said, same like I did with Ocarina, I said, I'm going to beat this sucker this time. And I beat it. I had to use YouTube a little bit how to get through that ice temple. Once I got through that sucker, it was all new territory for me. You know what I mean? And so it felt like a brand new game to me in some aspects, you know?
That's good. I still have to play Majora's Mask. I haven't played it at all.
Never played it either. I just wasn't a fan of it at the time because but then I might be now. You know what I mean? I really didn't play it very much when my sister owned the console.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't like it at the time. But like I said, I hadn't gone far enough in it.
I just felt it
So
too dark
like it
at the time when I was like 16, I think, or 15 or something. And I just felt it too dark. And I was like, no, this game is not for me.
By the way, you had commented on it. I really love how your accent is. It's just the coolest accent I've ever heard.
It's just thanks, man. Thank you.
So well, your English is just mind blowing. I love it.
Thank you.
Ryan's from Australia, so he's got that Australian accent. So I love variety, and that's what I like about Nintendo. You have fans from all over the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
No,
nobody.
no discrimination. We're all a family.
Yeah, and I get now. I don't know if you get it on your page, but from time to time you get a bad egg on there. I mean, somebody who's gonna. I banned somebody a couple days ago. He was posting porn on my page.
Oh my god!
And I was like, that's not gonna work for me. So I had to get rid of him. I mean, it was like.
You know when that happens, usually Facebook flags the comments right away.
I did, and I reported it and then banned him. I was like, that's not going to work for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I got people on there. It's a family page. You know what I mean? In a way, I see that on your page when I monitor from time to time. You see people who, you have people who have the regular comments. You know, they comment their opinions. That's fine. But when you get people who are bashing people, you know, that's where I have a problem. You know? It's
they go away right away.
And you had a spammer on there the other day. I mean, he was spamming the heck out of the page.
I banned that guy.
He was posting Xbox One stuff, and I was like, this is a Nintendo page, not an Xbox One page. Except for Wednesdays. I know Wednesdays you can post other stuff, but this was on a Friday, I think, or something.
Yeah, but he was putting putting that in all the comments. I know in all the posts. I'm sorry.
And he wrote me and called me a son of a bitch. Excuse my language, but that's what he called me.
I know.
And I was like, okay.
I get so many messages from members saying like really bad stuff, and I'm like, okay, God bless you.
Well, the only thing I would love to see for your page, because you're doing great on the page. I'm so excited about how the page is gone. The only thing I would like to see is maybe y'all add a monitor or something from time to time. Somebody who can keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Monitor is basically they go in and remove people that are spamming the page and whatnot.
Yeah, we're actually talking about that because it's growing really fast, and now with the Switch coming, it's gonna grow faster. So we're looking into adding more people to keep track of the page.
I was thinking about if you guys need one, let me know because see, I'm home most of the time, you know, and so I'm not really doing much of anything, and so if you need somebody, I told what's his name, Joel.
Yeah. Joel Galaxy, yeah.
Yeah, he was actually the one that added me. He's the one that came to my page and he said, you need to come check out my page. So I went and joined the page and it's been an enjoyable experience ever since. The only page I don't like is everything. I think it's either everything Nintendo or Nintendo everything or something.
Everything Nintendo.
Yeah, and I go on there and
yeah, there's such a huge stuff.
But I don't know how we got all into this conversation, but I'm going to tell you, I really enjoy the fact that we get the chance to share with people the experiences of Nintendo and reach out to new people. And so I'm really looking forward to this year. I think Nintendo is going to release probably its best console in decades.
Correct.
I'm not saying that every console's been cool from them, in my opinion, except for the Wii. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Wii. But there were some games on there I liked. It's all come down to the controller. I just didn't like the controller. The games itself, I was fine with the graphics. I didn't care about the graphics of it. I just didn't like the controller. But except for Smash Brothers, I was able to turn the controller around and diagonally and play a game. So that wasn't no big deal, you know.
For me, it was Mario Kart. It was kind of hard to get used to that control and play.
Oh, I know. I think all three of us can. What do you think, Ryan? You think you can agree with that? That was a tough game to control with a controller.
What game was that?
Mario Kart Wii. That was a rough game to play with the Wii remote. I'm gonna tell you.
Not really.
That Wii adapter. I mean that wheel adapter they put it in. That was.
Yeah.
I just didn't like how that.
I mean, it took time. It's not like you just grab the controller and you play like an expert. I'm saying like it took time to get used to the controller and play well.
All I asked Nintendo not to reveal tomorrow in the presentation is no Nintendo Land 2, please. Please. Enough of those.
So what's up with that?
Well, it was okay, but it was more of a tech demo is what that thing was. But what I want is them to bundle a game with a Mario game. You know what I mean? Like the old days. or a Zelda game. Do bundles. And I think that's what they're going to do, because on My Nintendo, they have a section where games can be up to, you get so many stars for your purchase, like $59.99. Then they go to $69.99, and then some of them was like $79 to $100, and then had $100 thing there. So I think they're definitely going to have bundles this time around, like they did with the other two consoles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's a good idea.
let me tell you something, though, and you might agree with me on this, is I would love to see a trophy system finally initiated in this console.
Hmm.
You know? And I'm not saying copy other people, but because Xbox and PlayStation have one, I think we should have a trophy system as well. Because I've really enjoyed the trophies, and I'd like the Nintendo to do the same. And if they don't want to, if Nintendo itself doesn't want to do the trophy, that's fine. But let the third parties do it. You know what I mean?
So you're saying to encourage more competition?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
Trust me,
Nintendo,
Ryan will get a
Nintendo
lot of trophies off some of those games. Trust me, I know him pretty well.
if you look at it, Nintendo is not really into competition. I mean, like
I think they can compete against the other two, and it doesn't have to be about power. I think they can beat them by there's other ways of beating. They're already beating them by the using a cartridge instead of a disc. They already
no,
had
but
an advantage.
I'm saying among gamers, like the trophy thing that you're saying is to encourage competition among gamers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know about you, but I don't play like a Splatoon for competition. I play for the fun.
Well, I would like to see a trophy system there where, say, like you know, if you go in there and you do like a certain thing and you get a trophy for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it shouldn't always be about free. Everybody should earn the trophy. You know what I mean? It makes it more challenging if you go and earn a trophy. You know, you fight for it.
Yeah, I see. Like a nice reward.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be rough, but I mean, just something that can get people's attention. You know what I mean? It'll make them work harder to make their fighting skills better in the games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
By having a trophy system, you have a trophy system in place, then you can eventually push yourself harder and get better and better to achieve that goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, correct.
But, well, before we get off here, I want to go ahead and give our final thoughts. What would you like to see Nintendo as a whole? Just give me your final thoughts on the Switch and what you think will be revealed. Just say anything you want about the presentation and what's to come. This time we'll start with Ryan first. Ryan, what would you like your goal for Nintendo? What would you like to say?
The goal?
Yeah, what would you like from Nintendo Switch?
I need gamepad.
What do you mean?
I need a gamepad, like the Wii U's gamepad, but not my controller as a accessory that you can buy separately.
You'd like to see that. What else would you like to see from Nintendo Switch?
More games, like the ones I remember from my old days. I remember playing Pilot Wings.
Wow.
Pilot Wings would be a pretty neat game, something new.
That's a really a treasure,
Wave Race.
I'll say, because I mean, not many people know about that game.
Wave Race.
Wave Race would be a good one. Good choice.
10A snowboarding.
Yeah.
We haven't had a good snowboarding game in years.
Yeah, correct.
I like your thinking on that now. You have anything else?
What else do I want again?
Maybe something with Pokemon?
Of course.
Oh, that reminds me. Before you say anything, Ryan? Real quick, do you think they're going to port over Super Mario? Will they have a capability with the Switch to play mobile gaming? Do you think that's going to be a component in the console?
Didn't they
I'll start with Ryan.
say?
Add that in your comments, and you can do the same in a second, Abel. But Ryan, do you think they're going to add a mobile component and allow you to play mobile gaming on it as well?
I thought they're already putting more components in the system already to play those new games they're making for the mobiles.
I don't know. I haven't. I've only heard speculation, you know. But would you like to see that?
We'll find out, of course. We'll find out.
But if it's not a touch screen, how are they going to play Mario Runner? That's the question.
With,
There's no touch screen.
with the gamepad, Josh, with the gamepad that they'll be making for Switch.
There's only one tablet that I know of right now. That's the one we saw at the. But we don't know if it's a touch screen or not. We'll just have to wait and see.
I don't mean to make a charger. I mean an actual gamepad that's a separate controller you can buy from the stores.
It's possible they might do that. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, they will. Didn't they already plan on releasing Didn't they already plan on releasing multiple gamepads before for the Wii U, but they couldn't because people didn't like the Wii U for some reason?
All right, how about you, Abel? What would you like? Do you think that they'll bring the mobile gaming aspect on there, like the new Animal Crossing that they're doing for the phone? Do you think they'll bring that to the Switch?
No, I'd say no.
No?
Because they want to keep. Well, right now they want to keep mobile separated from consoles and portables, because they have to gain that market first, like 100%.
Yeah, and right now they're still new to the mobile gaming.
Yeah, they don't want to deal with that, and then like, oh, it failed, and whatever. So
I just think the price of the Super Mario Run was just a little bit much. I think for that, you know what I mean? I
think it was. I think for a high quality Mario game, it was okay. It was like, in my experience,
probably get it $5.99 maybe.
No, you cannot devalue a Mario game. You cannot.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Mario, you cannot have a Mario game for $3.99. It's like, what? Come on.
Well, it doesn't really matter either way. I'm still going to buy it anyways because it's a Mario game, regardless of the price. So, yeah. But other people out there probably disagree with us. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. They made over $2 million with that game. So that's actually pretty good. For the first.
I think the problem was like they released it at a right away at a $10 price tag instead of releasing it by parts. Like, 3 levels for 99 cents and then more levels for $2.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna see. The problem is I didn't agree with the online all the time aspect for it. I think that's what really hurt them. I think once you buy it, you should be able to play it anytime on your phone, except for if you want to have online for like doing the online parts of it. You know what I mean? But they're
gonna patch it in the future for sure.
Let's hope, because I am looking. I don't even know if I'll be able to play it on my tablet or not. I hope so. So I'll be able to download the demo and then try it and then see if it'll work. Because that was like with Pokemon Go. I never could get the thing to work on my phone, ever. I don't know why. It was strange. So I never got to really get very far except create my character, and that was it. But
we all forgot about Pokemon Go already. At least hardcore Pokemon fans, we don't play that anymore.
Well, it was kind of a shame because I really was looking forward to trying it because it was a big talk at the time,
Yeah.
But what else would you like to see from Nintendo Switch in general this year?
You know what? I would like Nintendo to stay simple. Don't go too complex. Like the good old days. Just release a console and then a Mario game, a Mario Kart. Most people they get upset because they're like, oh, Nintendo, they release the same games over and over and over. But I am really happy when that happens. Just a Metroid game, Donkey Kong, Mario Kart, Zelda. That's all I need, to play for a long time. So
I think one thing about all the gaming industry in general, including PlayStation and Xbox, they have a habit of releasing. It's been mostly about rehashes or re-releases of remasters. That's basically what it's come down to. You don't find originality.
No remasters, like new games, but like the same.
Nintendo doesn't do that as much as the other two, but now there are some games I would love for them to remaster from the GameCube era. You know what I mean? There were some awesome games on there that I think would. Like they did it with Wind Waker. They made Wind Waker look awesome. So I think they can do it with other games, like maybe a Luigi's Mansion, the original Luigi's Mansion. Go back and remaster that. I would buy
Mario Sunshine as well.
Yeah, same thing. There was talk at one point of doing a 64 remake but that might be what. That's one of the rumors I heard as well, that we might be getting a Mario 64 remake. Is what I've heard as well. That was and I'd be happy with whatever it is. I will buy it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You know? And it gives me an opportunity to play some games I never did get to play back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, for me, as long as it has a Nintendo logo, I will buy it.
Well, what do you expect? How long do you think the presentation is going to be?
An hour.
Well, I can agree to a point with that too, but knowing Japan, because this is from Japan, you know, they're going to have English translators. It could go longer. We don't know. You know what I mean? Because I don't think this is going to be a tip. This is basically E3 for Nintendo for me. You know what I mean? Except we're having it in January.
But in the yeah, you're right. I was thinking that in the US we're gonna have the Treehouse right after, like the next day.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be really long. I'm pretty sure. So
I won't
that's why I think
watch it because I'll be at GameStop at that point.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, same here. I'll. It's like 6 in the morning, I think, right here in where I am. So I'll be in line at GameStop, ready to pre-order because
you'll actually get to watch it because regardless of where you're at, GameStop does not open until 10 o'clock. Regardless of where you're at.
Yeah, but I want to be there early because I don't really know what the turnout is gonna be. If you have a lot of people and then I don't get to pre-order, I'm gonna be really, really sad.
Well, they have a GameStop will probably broadcast the event also on the television, like they did that with the Wii U. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that would be awesome.
You have your phone; you can watch the presentation on your phone. Well, while they're playing it, you know what I mean? While you're waiting, but
yeah, something is gonna happen. But I mean, you can watch it later for sure because the Treehouse presentations, like the live things, are really long. So,
well, I will definitely be recording the live video of the show tomorrow night because when they showed Zelda for the very first time, I had another YouTube channel at the time. It was my reaction. I'll have to send you the link. I freaked out literally when they showed Zelda for the very first time. What it looked like, I almost fell out of my chair. And I usually don't cuss very often, but this had me saying the F word on there literally when I saw the footage. I thought I was going to follow. I literally thought I was going to pass out because I had never seen a Zelda like that before in my entire life. And
yeah, I know what you're saying. Excitement.
Zelda,
for me,
like, I got the Zelda I've been wanting for years. You know what I mean? This is ever since I played Elder Scrolls Oblivion. That was my first real true open world game. I said I would love a Zelda game to be like this. You know what I mean? With Link going in there. And what happened? It took a long wait, but we got it. And I was like, yes, finally, Zelda. And forget, what was that game that's coming out? Elder Scrolls Skyrim. That's small compared to the new Zelda.
Yeah. I know the reactions are gonna be amazing. For me, I'm just gonna watch it at home and without looking at anything.
I went to New York and actually played the Zelda demo.
You
remember that, Ryan?
Yes.
Ryan was ready to hit me in the head for that one.
So jealous.
He beat me for not letting him go with me to the New York store. But I'm just glad though that we're gonna have a Nintendo, 2 awesome Facebook pages collaborating together to make the Nintendo family bigger. You know, with you having, my goal is I think you'll probably have over 10,000 subscribers before the Nintendo Switch event. That's my goal. I'm going to be pushing for the next day or so to get you to that 10,000.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that day we're gonna have like I'm telling you, we got like 1,000 people the day of the Switch commercial. Now we're gonna have more people after it is announced.
Well, and I've been making those YouTube, like on my channel we're on. I'm trying. When I promoted that contest, I'm trying to get so basically I'm going to use my YouTube channel to promote your channel and my channel together. So when you have contests or whatnot, I can post them on the channel and let people know about it.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Because I know you were talking about doing a channel of your own at some point, but
yeah, I'm not big into that. Like, I don't have the whole equipment, and stuff.
Basically, anytime you have like a contest of some kind, you can tell me, and we'll put it on the channel. You know what I mean? And get it out there.
Correct.
And I'm a kind of person, I love doing promotions for people. I'm very good at promoting people. And so that's my strength there. So, but before we get off here, I wanted to say, personally, I think Nintendo Switch is going to be awesome regardless of power, regardless of naysayers or whatever. I think Nintendo Switch is going to be an amazing thing. And it's already got the most views for 2016 on the search engine. It got more than Sony PlayStation ever got. And look what happened at E3 when Link won, The Legend of Zelda. Nintendo won E3 last year, literally with one game.
Yeah.
You know,
mind blowing.
And so, and I was, you know what really blew my mind? I don't know if you guys saw. I think you had seen it, where Jimmy Fallon. They were on Jimmy Fallon, and I didn't know that was going to happen. I knew they were doing like a Mario Runner presentation. And I really wasn't going to watch it because it wasn't no big deal for me. And something told me to go ahead and watch it anyway. So I went in and watched it, and they showed off the Switch. I almost fell out of my chair for that one.
Yeah, I know. It was a good move.
You know? And if you notice the graphics for it, you can tell there's an upgrade from the Wii U version. There wasn't the lagging like the Wii U version has. So, before I get off here, I want to tell everybody too that if we reach 1,000 subscribers before the Switch before the Switch is released, I will give away a Switch game. That's that's going to be a contest that's coming up, and it depends on what the date is too. We don't even know what date is coming out yet in March. You know, I've heard the 31st. I've heard the 17th. I've heard different days. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be on a Saturday, so people can play on Sunday the whole day, or Saturday the whole weekend.
I think they're gonna release on a Friday. Myself.
Well, yeah,
Friday, because people can get home from work and they go and buy the console. But then you might be right; they might do it on a Saturday. Yeah, that might be logical, but you just never know. Nintendo. A lot of times they'll release their stuff on a Sunday. You know?
Yeah.
I can't remember when it was a midnight release. Actually, they did a midnight release at GameStop. That's when I got my Wii U, and not a lot of people showed up for it, but I was excited when I got my Wii U. I felt like I was back in my youth.
Yeah.
Child grabbing a console. I mean, it was like the ultimate thing, you know?
Yeah, that's how I want to feel.
And I made a video back then. I said, Sony players, eat your heart out. But anyways, I want to thank you all for participating on the show. I'd love to have you. I definitely love to have you come back, Abel. I enjoy. Maybe we could do these once a month. You know, you come in and we talk about maybe some upcoming things you're going to do with your channel.
Sure.
Whatever the administrators say. If you
every time we play a new Switch game.
Yeah. Well, see, every week I plan on doing them on Fridays, most likely. Well, actually, it better be on Thursdays because that's usually when they update their eShops. So on Thursdays, do a new episode talking about the upcoming releases, you know, or talk about a certain game for the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with the Wii U. I'm going to tell you what, I will be up all night Thursday night, most likely, because I'll be too excited to go to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you.
Well, Ryan and Abel, thank you for coming on the show. And let's see what they show at the presentation. I think it's going to be an amazing event.
Yeah, thank you for the invitation. I'm so excited about the Switch.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see
Excited.
the comments in your pages. I cannot. You'll know you'll be
Yeah,
flooded.
people are gonna be posting so many things. It's gonna be hard to keep up.
And don't forget to stay tuned after the Switch presentation to see who won the contest.
Sure.
I'll most likely post them on your page.
All right.
So I wish we were all in the same room where we could actually do a drawing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you're not an administrator of my page, but I see all the people that are on my page are all from different parts of, like Ryan's from Australia.
Mhm.
And my friend, I'm trying to think who the other administrator was. Brian, which is my cousin, he is in Oklahoma, so I can't get him to be here physically. So I'm just going to take all the names that I have and put them in a. There's a thing you can do on the computer where it'll randomly just pick a name out of it.
Yeah.
Or I can just write all the names down and put it in, do it old-fashioned way. I might do it that way. That might be easier instead of having to rely on a computer, you know, because computers can be wrong. So most likely I'll write them down on a piece of paper, put them in a hat, and have my deaf uncle pick out a name out of the hat.
Yeah, that sounds like an easy way to do it.
How are you guys going to draw for yours? How do you usually?
Well, we like all the admins get to choose 3 people, and we rank them from 1 to 3, right? 1, 2, and 3, and then I rank theirs, and they rank mine, and then we add the numbers up, and the one who has the highest number wins.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be crossing my fingers that night. If I end it, I'll tell you this much. If I do win, which I doubt it, I'm not that lucky, but if I did win, I want the book.
You want the Zelda?
I'd rather have the book than the game card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Oh, that was what I wanted to tell y'all. I've been in one contest, and that was back when Mario Maker was out. We had I was part of a Mario page at the time, and they did a drawing where you had to make a stage, and then they would pick the stage. Whoever made the best stage won a Marth amiibo. And so I made that something with fear and it's some kind of. I'll have to look and see what it was called now. But I made that stage, and I ended up winning a Marth amiibo from a guy from Puerto Rico.
Wow!
And he sent it to me, it was a Japanese amiibo. So that's the only time I've ever really won anything.
I know it's hard, but it happens sometimes.
Well, see, a lot of people. I mean, luckily, I haven't seen it on my page or anything. But this is my first contest that I've done in a long time. But you have people, and I don't think you've probably seen it on your page. When I did a contest the last time, somebody got mad and wrote me a really nasty note and said they'd never be back.
Yeah, like got the people who got really mad.
It was like, get over it. I mean, I'm sorry you lost, but everybody's got to have a fair chance. You know what I mean? It's like,
no,
I pick it out of the hat, and I'll probably most
got
likely
really upset, and she said, "Oh, I comment every day. I talk to you every day. I should have won." I was like, "That's not how it works." You know?
I really wasn't, and I really didn't understand completely how it worked either at the time when you guys had your run. But I just did whatever I was instructed to do, and if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. You know, it's not no big deal. You know, I'm just glad some people won some really cool stuff. I was really crossing my fingers for that Zelda book that you gave away, though. That I think it was a hardcover. I think that you had given away.
Yeah,
because that book sells at GameStop for $100 at the game. And I'm like, oh, that's what. I also, while I'm thinking about it, there's a contest that's coming up that I've entered. They've already shut the contest off, but if my name gets drawn, I have a chance to win a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And see, it says I'm going to buy one. My plan is, if I win the other Switch, I'm thinking about adding that as a contest prize for my channel.
Oh.
But if I do that, then maybe I can just promote it on your channel and do it through yours because you got more of a fan base. Can you imagine?
So many people are going to participate. So many.
I'm crossing my finger because if I win that one, I may end up bringing all my subscribers to your channel and just completely focus on your page because you got more of a fan base. Can you imagine what we could what could be achieved?
A lot of things.
Actually, you have a bigger fan base, one of the biggest fan bases out there. I think you have a little bit less than everything Nintendo, but
they have way more. They have like 23K members, I think.
But we can beat that real fast, you know. And you, I tried promote another page that I promoted was on Amiibo something. You know, I tried to switch. I tried because I had an Amiibo I was giving away. I had somebody the owner of the page bashed me for posting. It wasn't in the rules or anything to say you couldn't do that. I posted a picture of my prize that I'm giving away. He said he didn't want that on his page. And I said, well, you're promoting selling Amiibos and stuff and prizing and stuff. Why can't I promote my Amiibo contest? And he only had like 5 subscribers. And I was like, I guess. And he basically told me to leave his page. I said, okay. I mean, you get people like that from time to time. It's like, you're promoting an Amiibo page, but you can't promote your Amiibo contest. That don't make no sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. That happens to everything Nintendo. If they don't agree with a little thing that you have there, they ban you like right away.
Well, I don't even use that page anymore. I only stick to 2 pages, mine and yours. That's it. You know, there is one Nintendo. There is one Nintendo page, Nintendo for Life or something like that. And they're pretty good. You know, I've never had a problem from them either, but they have a smaller fan base. But they're pretty decent. But anyways, thank you again, both of you. And I better let you go so you can go eat. You probably haven't eaten yet.
I got something. I'm gonna eat more right now.
Are you? I wish I was out working out because I tell you, I haven't worked out in a while. Man.
Yeah, I have to keep my energy up.
Well, I told everybody, I said the Nintendo Switch is my 40th birthday present to myself. You know? Because I hit 40 this year, and I said, see, I've been gaming since the Atari. That tells you how old I am. I'm as veteran as you get.
Yeah,
you know?
I had the Atari, though, when I was a little kid.
Those were the days, you know? Pitfall and... that would be a game I'd love to see on the Switch, a remastered version of Pitfall. You know?
Yeah, it might happen.
I'll post to you probably tomorrow. Message you my Nintendo account ID so you can friend me on the Wii U.
Yeah, sure.
And then you can check out my. Actually, write it down right now if you can. It's DefSwin77. Anybody out there who hears and wants to friend me on that's my Nintendo ID. You can friend me there.
All right, I got it.
And Ryan, I don't know Ryan's. I don't know what your ID right off the bat is, but if you want somebody who's good at Super Smash Brothers, he's got it made. He's a good challenge. But all right, man, you all have a wonderful evening, and I want to thank everybody who's watched this video. Post your comments below in the box and let us know what you think about what we've talked about, and let us know what games you would like to see on the Switch. And if it's third party, first party, whatever, or even second party, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even mind seeing a Bayonetta 3. Wouldn't that be awesome? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
it seems like a probable game to have.
That would make the ultimate game. But all right, everybody, you all have a wonderful evening, and let's see what Nintendo can bring us.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.